I'll be wondering why I even have this in my garage. Well, I finally decided to do a 2J swap because when I was changing the oil this past weekend in the L series, I noticed some little metal flakes. I even checked the filter, and there was a good amount of little shavings in there. So I don't know if it's rod bearing, if it's a main bearing. I don't know. More than likely, it's a rod bearing due to detonation. Just because, I mean, with the wideband sensor, yeah, I get to read what exactly it's doing, but because the turbo is directly underneath, pretty much 5 and 6, these guys are getting way too hot. It's the hottest port. Like, whenever I put my infrared little temperature gauge on here, like the temperature difference was just a good 40 degrees just from heat soak. So, more than likely it's a rod bearing, so I'm just, I'm tired of this engine. It's a great engine, but there's just no aftermarket support for. Well, there's a little aftermarket support for it, not as much as like a 2J, But I think it's just time to move on. I've had this engine for a good 5 years now. I built it into my parlor when I lived back in Vegas with my buddies, and I've already gotten a couple of kudos from the tuners that I've been to, and they said, "Oh, this is a really smooth engine," and that's definitely cool that they would even mention that. But yeah, I'm gonna do a 2J. This one in particular, obviously. So I got a rear sump oil pan coming soon. It's a used from an SC300, I believe. So that'll work. Let's see. So the junkyard, they only charged me around $600 for this, which is nice because all the accessories, wire harness, ECU, even the intake manifold, which I'm not fairly certain if I'm going to use it or not. I'm tired of the whole the intake and exhaust on one side of the engine bay, due to heat issues. Plus, I want to run my Borg Warner, so need as much room as possible. Not bragging, kind of. But I'll be able to retain my injectors because they're 1000cc Denso style RCs. And the turbo. Let me come over here. It's stupid to fucking go that side, so I can even use my little adapters. Little adapter pigtails. My Mega Squirt I won't be able to run because I currently have Mega Squirt 2, and that does not do the VVTI poo-poo that's on here. I shouldn't say that. I mean, VVTI is definitely nice, but a lot of guys opt out of that completely. So I'm going to need to run Mega Squirt 3. So, I mean, due to that, I have the harness all ready to go. I'm not sure if I should just get the plug and play, cough up the extra $400, get the plug and play, or if you just, save that and get the MS3 Pro just by itself and splice in. I mean, which I'm more than capable of doing. Just need to spend some time in doing that. So, with this engine, it has, like you saw in the previous video, 240,000. So what I have here is just these little Black Labs, little oil sample, little bottle thing. So here's a smaller bottle. This is what you'll, Blackstone. So this is what you'll actually catch the sample, catch the oil in, this guy. And then this is just like a redundant kind of little safety setup so the post office doesn't get a big dick when you're trying to send oil or hazardous material in their shipping systems. So I just put a note that it's a cold engine, obviously because it's not hooked up in the car right now. And I guess you drain the oil, then halfway through it draining, then you stick the bottle in here, and then and then you send it off. It only costs about $25. The bottle itself, for them to ship it to me was free, but for me to send it out, it'll be $25. So, and so I'll be able to also use my transmission, my Z32 Trans Collins adapters. They make a flywheel and of course, a bell housing adapter, which I have the stock bell housing from this one, because it's the Z32 to L series little bracket. So I won't be able to use this bell housing, but swap over the old one, and yeah, and I can still use my pressure plate and clutch, so that saves me from trying to source a R154 because, I mean, people jumped on those a couple of years ago, so whoever has one, they're charging way too much, or it's just hard to find altogether. I can find a W58 transmission for the 2J, but everyone knows that those aren't really the sturdiest transmissions that you can go with. So I'll be saving money. I mean, that's a good $950 with just the adapter and the flywheel. I mean, they know what they can charge, so whatever. Either way, I'll save money because I'll be able to retain my equipment that I have now. So even the drive shaft and stuff, so I won't need to get that redone. Let's see. But that's about it. I mean, I really haven't even started turning into this. I could still drive this right now, but not with this current situation. But with this, on the other hand, I mean, like I said, I already bought the oil pan, and I got a baby on the way, so it's not like I could just dump all my money into this. But I mean, this is already going, so this is definitely going to happen. Not this year or so, but I don't know. I'm excited. I just can't wait to hear this noise coming out of this car. I mean, it just seems like it would be proper. I mean, a lot of people are upset when I mention that I'm going to be doing a 2J. But these are the same people that say, oh yeah, you should totally 350 with turbo trans, brother. Like swapping it in a V8. But when you mention a Toyota motor, they say, oh no, man, you should keep a Nissan. So I don't understand. It's silly. People are just going off of assumptions and ignorance, but that's okay. I mean, that's how the world works, sadly. So my buddy's going to pick up the block. Probably just sell the rest. But yeah, that's about it. Yeah, thanks for 100 subscribers. That's pretty neat. I definitely don't deserve that because I put out shit content, but cool. All right, thank you.